Hi, I'm nutritionist Scott Bapty, and in this video I'm going to show you how to cook my high protein slow cooker chili con carne. Right, first thing we're going to do is just get this onion chopped up. The only veg we have to prepare is this onion and the celery, so it doesn't really take that long. If you've got some other veggies you want to throw into the chili, you might want to put in, well, I was going to say peppers, but peppers don't really work that well in the slow cooker because they kind of go a bit mushy. But any other sort of firmer vegetables, so carrots, they're quite good. You could chop them up and pop them in as well. I'm just using a white onion for this, but you can easily use red. It doesn't really make much of a difference. And you don't need to be too particular about how finely you dice it. Just chop it up so you don't have huge bits of onion in your chili. If you're anything like me, you've probably got your regular slow cooker recipes, ones that you cook on repeat, and new ones that you like to try. For me, this slow cooker chili is one of those regulars that I will probably cook this at least once a month. It's like one of my top 3 because it's so easy to scale. I'm just cooking it, doing like just under a kilo of meat in this one, but often I will double the quantities because it's so easy to do, and it will just go in the fridge. And I've used this just as sort of a normal chili recipe, or you can use it as like a burrito filling. If you've ever made my Mexican lasagna before, this can also go in it too. Super versatile and really easy to do. Right, so once we've got those veggies chopped up, we're just going to pop them into our frying pan. We're going to put our bacon in here as well. It depends how big a pan you've got, but I'm just going to cook the veggies and bacon first, and then we'll brown the mince after that. Now, you might also be wondering, why am I bothering to even fry the veggies first? I'll tell you why. And this is something that really makes a difference between an okay slow cooker recipe and a good tasty slow cooker recipe. So when you cook the veggies, because I know a lot of people, you see these recipes, everybody's just throwing everything in raw and then pop the lid on the slow cooker. The reason we cook them is for 2 main reasons. One is flavour. You cook those onions first and the celery and carrots or whatever it is you're putting in the slow cooker, you're going to give it way more flavour. So sometimes that is a complaint about slow cooker recipes, that people say they're a bit dull, a bit samey, an expression I've heard is a bit slow cookery. And that's often because there's no pre-cooking done first. So I understand that, yes, it's sometimes more convenient to just throw everything into the slow cooker uncooked and just let it do its work. But it's trying to find that balance between something that's actually tasty and something that saves you some time. The second reason why you want to do it is to get some of the liquid released from the vegetables before you put it into the slow cooker. So if you do it in the frying pan, the liquid will be released, and it stops the slow cooker recipe being too watery or too soupy. So if you're using a lot of veg in the slow cooker, and you might just find that once it's cooked through, it's just rather watery and a bit dull. So again, another reason, not only does it give it more flavour, but it gives it a better consistency as well. So it's always a step I recommend. In the early days of using a slow cooker, I might have been guilty of just throwing in the veg uncooked. But nowadays, I would say 99.9% of the time, I will cook my veggies before they go in the slow cooker, and I suggest you give it a try too if you want your meals just to taste better. So get the last of that bacon in the pan. You'll notice I've taken the fat off, that's just make a bacon medallion. If you're not arsed about calories, if you don't really care, then you can keep the fat on because it's got more flavour. But if you're trying to keep things a bit leaner, then trim the fat before you put it into the frying pan. Right, so we're going to cook the bacon and the celery and onions until they are nice and brown. You might notice I've got quite a lot of bacon in here. That's more than the recipe suggests. That's only because the pack of mince that I have is slightly less than what I would normally use. So I'm just adding in a little bit more bacon to just keep the protein intake nice and high. So that is this almost ready. I mean, in my opinion, this is one of the best smells in cooking. Smoked bacon and onions. Just so yummy and rich. That's almost ready, so we're just going to add in our garlic and just give it a quick 30 seconds before it goes into the slow cooker. Now we'll just get all of that added into the slow cooker, including the yummy crispy burnt bits at the bottom. And then we're just going to put the pan back on the heat and brown that mince before adding the rest of the ingredients. Right, pan back on the heat, get the mince in, and we're just going to break it up with a spoon let's sit for a wee bit just to get a bit of a crust on it and some colour before breaking the rest of it up. Browning your mince is definitely compulsory. I have seen some recipes when people put just a pack of mince into the slow cooker, but I mean, oh my god, it's literally going to have no flavour. I tried it once and it was, not only was it very dull, but the texture, it wasn't like mince, it was like meaty couscous. Not recommended. Right, that's ready, so we're just going to tip it into the slow cooker. So that's pretty much all the work done. I won't say hard work because it wasn't that hard, but the next bit is just tipping the rest of the ingredients in. So we're going with 400 grams of tomato passata, our washed and drained kidney beans, some tomato puree, and then for herbs and spices we're using chili powder, smoked paprika, cumin, Worcester sauce, and salt. Give that a good mix. Notice I've not put any corn flour in this recipe. It's one of the few ones that I don't put corn flour in for two reasons. One, the passata is thicker than chopped tomatoes anyway, and also the beans, when they cook, they help thicken up the chili as well. So you don't need to add any corn flour to this recipe, and I know normally in most of my recipes you do. There we go, lid goes on, and when doing a mince recipe in the slow cooker, I think slow and low works best. So I've got it on slow, probably give it about 8 hours, and we'll see how it goes. If you don't have as much time, obviously cook it on high for about half as long, and it should still taste delicious. Right, that's been in for a good few hours. Let's have a wee lookie. Ooh, looking good. Thick, meaty, delicious. Right, let's get this plated up. So I'll be having this one later tonight with rice. I'm just going to plate it up for you just now. It goes really well, like I said at the start of the video, with so many other carbs. You can go in a baked tatty, you can put it on nachos, whatever you like. So thick, I love it. Right, for garnishes, we'll give it some cheese, we'll give it some coriander. Like I always say, garnish with some green. There we go. And lastly, my favourite, not just for garnish, but for flavour, some pickled jalapenos. I know these are quite spicy, so they might not be to everyone's taste, but I love them. There we go, job's done. There we go, final thing remaining is that all-important taste test. Let's have a wee nibble. Honestly, it's one of my top 3 slow cooker recipes of all time. And if you want the full recipe for this, along with 500 other high protein recipes, you'll get them inside my recipes app. There's a link to download it below in the description. Thanks again for watching. Do me a favor, if you could give the video a quick like before you go, and drop a comment if you plan on making this. And if you are new here, make sure to follow me for more high protein recipes. See ya.